I'm Dhanavani Madhukar. Today I'm going to present a paper on evaluating English Telugu machine translation output, discussion on error analysis. So this is my topic, co-authored by Parameshwari Krishnamurthy, who is my MPhil guide. So we are from Center for Applied Linguistics and Conference Studies, University of Hyderabad. So this is the outline of my presentation. So introduction, aim of the study, as you can see that methodology. So here's the introduction. Machine translation is considered as a subfield of computational linguistics. Majorly comes under the AI. MT involves an automatic translation of source text into a target text with the help of various NLP tools and approaches. One of the most required technology for multilingual country like India needs this kind of technology because being a multilingual country, there are so many kind of dialects. If let's say in Telugu itself we have three kind of dialects, so there is a huge gap to build and to there is scope. Basically, there is scope to build machine translation for visual language as well. That's what I want to say. Lots of efforts are put forth for the development of machine translation in India since last 3 decades. So, this is my aim of the paper and my presentation is to evaluate the fidelity of English Telugu MP output in terms of adequacy, comprehensibility, and fluency. So to classify the types of linguistic errors in the current MP approach, the MPs which have taken for the evaluations are based on works on this approach, which is neural machine translation systems. Following English Telugu MPs are evaluator. So sorry for the typo error, which is for the native speaker judgment. Here the machine translation system which I have taken Google Translate as it is well known, Bing Translate it is also well known, powered by the Microsoft, and the Linguistic is something new that I have found on Google, which is it is from some Middle East countries, which is situated in some lower not or some I am not sure exactly, but I have found this on website. Yandex it is Russian made machine translation. It is also offers English Telugu MT. CDAC English Telugu MT. It is Indian and which is basically the approach is a statistical approach. Devising a human evaluation method, understand the error types and propose to build a hybrid MT is my aim of the study and this paper also. So the methodology which we have adopted here is first we tested the corpus, which is the test corpus. The corpus sizes 100 English sentences, which is collected from CIIL website. The corpus belongs to the corpus belongs to the domain of health. So consists of 456 simple sentences, compound and 346, complex and 196. This is a composition of sentences that we have collected from the ILCI website. So the strategy we have adopted based on we have gone through the several multi-point scales from the different evaluation methods which we have established from the earlier literature. So we have come up with the new scale. New scale is similar to the same parameters it contains, but we have a little bit modified with to combine some linguistic and grammatical information. From the primarily the major is resembles the ILIMP evaluation strategy. Evaluation types. These are the approaches we have adopted for evaluation purpose. So blind evaluation and open evaluation. In blind evaluation, the evaluator in blind evaluation we have adopted for the blind evaluation we have adopted 3 monolinguals who are native speakers of Telugu, and for the open evaluation approach we have adopted 3 bilinguals who are fluent and have good knowledge of both English and Telugu language. So this is the scale which we have came up with, like more or less same to the other scales also, but so completely the quality of sentence in first column and the score is second column. If the sentence is completely meaningful with perfect punctuation, then which means there is no mistake which reach the if it is sentences perfectly translated without any mistakes, without any errors, that sentence is given 4, and if there is any some minor errors with it is like fluency. If it is there, if the sentence or output has fluency errors and some without having no grammatical errors, so this is that should be given 3, and more moderately meaningful and with minor errors like typos, typo, orthographic error, and 2 slightly meaningful with major errors like structural issues, and comes under this scale 1, and poorly meaningful and nonsense, which is completely nonsense. There is no meaning out of from the text. Evaluation parameters. These are the parameters we have adopted. These are basically human evaluation parameters, which is done by which we have done manually. Adequacy is one of the parameters to assess to what extent the meaning of source text is conveyed into the translated text. This is a method used by this as we can see there in the reference like Hallpack 1966 also. Comprehensibility is a measure of how easy is a text to understand. Fluency, the target text in terms of their grammaticality and readability. So this is how we calculated the score, calculated the adequacy and fluency and comprehensibility of the output. The fluency, if we have calculated fluency if the sentences are marked above 3 and 4, we have calculated fluency. And comprehensibility, if the sentences are given 3 to 4, for those sentences we have calculated comprehensibility. And adequacy 1 to 4, in between we have calculated the adequacy. So this is a sample of the Google Sheet. First, the interface. Basically, the evaluator can see the source text first, and followed by output, and he also given the scale that we have adapted. So see, this is a blind evaluation sample, and here only output is given. So based on that, the native, it is completely depend on native speakers based on his knowledge. So to calculate the inter-rater agreement, so we have adopted the Kappa score. It is a statistical measure for assessing the reliability of agreement between a fixed number of raters when assigning a categorical ratings to several items or classifying items. So here we can see that scale where if the scale 0 to 1.0 is the most I mean, here if 0.81 times 0.89 is almost perfect. We based on this we have overall kappa score for open that we have done based on we have to this kappa score. No? So based on that we have these are the most of the results which we have inter results we have are like this. We have adapted which proves that the more the uncertainty is very high and perfect. Types of errors on scale 3. So this is classified based on scales. So minor translation issues like translation, wrong lexical choices are observed in this translation. Consider the following examples like lexical choice. One lexical choice, you should here the English word, you should include green vegetables in your diet to keep high sharp. Here the word కళ్ళు పదునుగా ఉండాలంటే పచ్చి కూరగాయలను ఆహారంలో చేర్చుకోవాలి. ఇట్ ఈస్ ద జీమెల్ అవుట్పుట్. But here the mistake is that the machine MP has chosen wrong lexical meaning. So instead of kallu, the word should be drishti is the suitable one. And here the second example for the effect of blood pressure on high is used. For this the output was కళ్ళపై రక్తపోటు ప్రభావం చాలా పెద్దది. పెద్దది means like it is also the lexical choice issue. The instead of పెద్దది it's ఎక్కువ is very contextual and suitable. So the third one is orthographical issue. This disease is found commonly in the lungs, where though it is translated, the output quality is good, but there are some orthographical issues. Like here, instead of S, it should be U. So in types of error in scale 2 are classified like language specific structural issues. So in English, consuming porridge is the best in diabetic disease, but here the sevinche ganji, instead of sevinche ganji, it should be in either way. Ganji sevinche is the right one. Scale 1 types of error in scale 1. English, it will be better if you try to remember as a poem. ఇది స్టేజ్ టైం అవుతుంది, నువ్వు గుర్తుంచుకు పరీక్షిస్తారు. ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ it is not it should be come in the first place. Types of error in school scale 0. It is completely the MP didn't translate anything from the input. Instead they left the sentences and major parts of the input. So here the results of the earlier MPs, blind evaluation. The average adequacy of Google Translate is 93. In which, if you see the figures, the Google Translate is outperforming than other four, Bing, Linguistic, and Antic, CIIL. So it is from blind evaluation. Results for open evaluation, in this also the Google output is outperformed than other MPs. So it's the conclusion is that the blind results are higher than the open evaluation results. GMT outperforms than other MP systems. However, the GMT performs well for simple sentences, but for the complex and compounded shows low performance. NMPs may be good choice for translating simple structures and need more linguistic insights to be injected for compound and complex structures. In future, exploring the transfer based MT available at calls developed by Mysore in 1995 in building a hybrid model. Thank you.
Then I have a simple query. So in the first slide, you mentioned that the text which you have taken for evaluation is ILCI corpus, right? Medical domain, 1000 sentences, right?
Yes, sir.
Madhu, can you hear me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So if this is ILCI corpus, it itself is a translated corpus. Go to the next slide if I am not mistaken. So it is manually translated.
Yes, sir.
So then how did you apply this evaluation method about the accuracy on that data? That is the question. Because this ILCI corpus which you have taken, so you have taken only English sentences or the translated sentences in Telugu?
It's English to Indian. We have taken English as a source from ILCI, and we have been translated into Telugu through multiple MT systems.
Okay,
The
fine.
reason why we have taken ILCI is we want a simple sentence, we want different sentence structures to be just taken from English. So we thought that ILCI has already that kind of, lot of sentences are more simple and very easy to acquire. So that was this is his initial study, but he has to do the same study with actual open data, actually occurring data from different sources.
But in that case, you had another golden opportunity, ma'am. Suppose you are taking these 1000 sentences ILCI corpus, which is already been manually translated into Telugu, right?
Yes. But we are using it for blue score. Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
you are using that also for blue score. That is basically that is a control data, right? Okay, fine. Thank you very much. So I was just wondering that why not any kind of comparison is presented with that. Anyway, thank you. I got the point. Yeah, thank you very much.
He should have done it, but due to time limit, he could not do much. Yeah, but it's his
But
first
I would suggest that please do that. That part would be far more better to understand things. Anyway, thank you very much.